I'm Mark Law from WAS, officer with the Independence Police Department. I'm from B-Watch. I was assigned to B-Watch with Cody. He was Sector 30 and I was 20 Sector. And this is what I wrote for Cody. I wrote after he was killed. And I wrote it, I'm going to try not to cry up here today. I wrote it in respect for Cody and to honor his memory. So I'll just get started. Cody came back to Independence after leaving to pursue a career in the private sector to provide for his family and, very frankly, for a safer work environment. But Cody came back to Independence Police because he was a cop to his core. Cody brought a special gift to work every day. We called these his morning ritual rants on things he had highlighted as important topics to discuss. Many of these discussions were rather colorful, to say the least. Many of us would pour gasoline on the fire to get Cody even more fired up. Cody was the type of person who had to make his point and voice be heard. He made his points as crystal clear to you. Sorry, I lost my place there for a minute. He made his points crystal clear to you, with an emphasis on Cody being right, and the other emphasis was on we needed to all do better each day, no matter the topic of discussion. I enjoyed sitting behind Cody, making notes of his rants, and plotting the memes we would make that day, and catchphrases that would be used throughout the day to poke at Cody and create epic memes with Cody's intense looks in those memes. I can tell you it was a pleasure going on calls with Cody and seeing his face when Jason and I would pull up. Cody knew why we were there, and it was to pour jet fuel onto his sparkling personality. Cody was the victim of countless pranks and memes, but rest assured, Cody kept track of every prank and made a list for the following day where he would air his grievances to those who had violated the Cody Code of Conduct. Cody knew when my patrol car entered his sector down to the second. He knew how long I was in his vicinity, and he knew if you were eating at a restaurant in his sector. He kept track of your time in his area and documented it. He was very good at making sure you knew he took a report in your sector and that it was documented into the Cody grievance list. Recently, Cody was involved in a car chase involving a stolen auto. Jason and I responded to an intersection in the pursuit's path. Just as we arrived in the intersection, we observed the suspect drive through the intersection at a high rate of speed. Then the pursuing unit, but the secondary unit, Cody, was apparently on horseback or driving a 1975 Ford Pinto. We joined the pursuit and announced we were now secondary in the pursuit. At that moment, you could have heard a pin drop as Cody got on the radio and advised that he was secondary. We immediately corrected him, which prompted a message on our MDT that we had cut him off in the car chase. We both looked at each other and giggled and said, "He must be driving a turtle today." Eventually, the pursuit ended and the suspect was captured. We both knew Cody would add this to his grievance list. Later that evening in a group text, Cody conceded that he was wrong, that we didn't cut him off in the pursuit. We both knew immediately something was wrong because Cody never conceded an argument without a heated discussion regarding his points. One of many stories that I shared with Cody. Cody was a beloved member of B-Watch. We all knew Cody had our backs, and we knew he would always do his very best. Cody was passionate about his job as a police officer, and he demanded perfection from himself and others around him. Cody was the person you wanted showing up when you called 911 for help. Cody was exactly what a policeman should be. I think Cody knew we all respected and loved him for his unique opinions and passion for being a police officer. Cody did everything as a police officer the way you're supposed to do them. Without question, he represented the profession to the highest standards. I can assure you, Cody gave 100% on that call for help. He responded to on Thursday. We all would have done what Cody did to save a life and render aid to a hurt human being. Cody made the ultimate sacrifice, and this world is a better place because Cody answered that call for help. When I arrived on scene last Thursday, I knew Cody was hurt, and I knew he expected all of us to be our very best, to save lives and protect people. I hope he knows we all did our best for him. I hope the community knows that Cody never quit fighting the good fight. He was a true warrior and a true example to all of us on how we should carry ourselves as police officers and human beings. Cody loved his kids and his family. Cody set the bar for what a hero looks like. He lived it every day, and he walked the walk. I'm sure he's upstairs right now debating wing size and where he's going to be patrolling in heaven. I'm also sure he arrived with a list of grievances for God as well. I'll have a Busch Light beer for you, Cody, because that was your favorite. I'll never forget your smile and your childish giggling every time we talked and played jokes on each other. I'll let you take secondary from now on in any of my pursuits in the future. Just watch over us as we carry on and honor your memory. I'll finish up with what I wrote this morning for Cody. I heard Cody's father say that Cody wanted to be Batman when he was a little boy. Then he wanted to be a police officer. I'd say he accomplished both his dreams. I'll read you some quotes from The Dark Knight. I just can't take it. I mean, nobody will ever know who it was who saved an entire city. They know who it was. It was the Batman. It was Cody. A hero can be anyone, even a man doing something as simple, as reassuring as putting a coat around a young boy's shoulders to let him know that the world hadn't ended. Cody lived his life as a hero. Danielle, your husband's a hero. Thank you for loaning us to spend time with your husband.